brains, one cell, two brains, one cell, two brains, one cell, two brains, one cell.
Recording.
No hands. No hands. Recording. No hands.
Oh, no hands.
No hands.
Oh.
No hands. No hands recording time.
No.
Today we're going to be recording with no hands.
Welcome back to No Hands.
Never said shit about elbows, bitch. Look at this.
Oh, this is actually kind of comfy.
This is actually not bad.
Could do a whole podcast like this.
We're doing
Okay,
great.
hold on.
Hey!
There we go.
He used his hands.
No, I didn't. That was my penis.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, welcome back to Two Brains, One Cell.
Episode 85.
The name of the podcast is really making sense right now.
You know what's funny? I'm going to cover up. This is like squishing the shit out of my balls. That's so funny.
I don't know about you, but I think that's fucking hilarious.
That's like so funny.
That is literally the funniest thing I've heard all day.
You were just laughing so hard you weren't breathing, right?
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the funniest shit.
You just weren't making a sound because you were laughing so hard, right?
Yeah, because I was just staring at you like you're a fucking idiot. Oh, fuck.
Cade's out. Sorry, my balls.
Your balls get to talk now.
Yeah.
Balls is the point.
Balls is the point.
Anyways, welcome back. That's how we're starting this one.
Yep. Squash balls.
You know, I started our recent episode on my TV, like, right before I was about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only part I saw was you throwing the hammer on the couch. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And you're like, that was the scariest thing I've ever
That
heard.
was fucking terrifying. Yeah.
I thought it was awesome because the very end of the episode, I set it down on the table and add another sound effect to it, and it just goes to black for like a couple of seconds, and that's the end of the podcast.
Nice. Love that.
I thought the title was good too, Half-Assed Halloween.
Yeah.
One half-ass was dressed up and one other half-ass wasn't dressed up. And then we talked about Halloween for 5 seconds, less than 5 seconds.
It's true. Yeah, at the
So-
beginning was like, hey, happy Halloween. Anyways.
And then the end was, hey, happy Halloween, and then bye.
Anyways, yeah.
So, and I thought it was even better because last year we went all out.
Oh, we did.
I had decorations.
Yeah, there was a bunch of shit.
I
We
had
dressed
lighting. I had the intro had like spooky music and bats and shit. Like,
up. Then this time we're like, hey,
hey, it's Halloween. So
fuck. Hey, what day is it?
that just means next year I'm gonna go all out again.
Man, we got Christmas.
Well, and then true.
We did a good one last year.
Yeah, we did.
That was funny.
I'm probably gonna wear those same fucking PJs again for this Christmas.
Oh, I got the same sweater I'm gonna be wearing. So yeah.
And then, I'm gonna have to buy. No, I have a bunch of Christmas lights already. I was gonna say I have to buy more and just put them behind us, but I think I have
We
plenty.
should just like wrap ourselves in an unnecessary amount of lights.
You could probably buy the ones that have the little battery pack on them. Buy
No,
2 of
just
them.
plugged into the wall still.
You just start seeing smoke coming off of one of your beard hairs.
Just like,
Oh.
that was warm. Feeling the holiday spirit.
Well, and you were sick for the Thanksgiving episode, weren't you?
I was.
So don't get sick this time.
As a matter of fact, I actually have it scheduled out being sick that day.
Oh, it says, sorry, Carson, I'm going to be sick on Thanksgiving.
Hey, you have to do another solo episode again. My bad.
I would do it.
I know you would.
I would have to like really prepare in advance, but I think I could do it.
You already did it once.
And I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, it was impressive.
I'll
be honest.
Oh, that was when me and Libby were still dating, and she was just out in my room.
Was she really?
She was just hanging out in my room while I did this by myself, and so after each cut, I would open the door and be like, "Fuck, this is so bad. This is so bad."
Oh god.
And she's like, "I can hear it. You're doing good," or something like that, and I'd be like, "Ooh, okay."
You're fucking lying.
And then I'd come back in here and be like, Cade turned into a gnome, and
Yeah.
my little gnomey over here, he's gone.
No.
Yeah.
Also, you get to see it in person now. Look how fucking huge this
That's
coffee
massive. Was that? Oh, you said Dutch Bros, or is that?
is. No, I
Oh.
went and got my own.
Oh.
This is a place by my house.
Interesting. I almost said something really bad.
Nice.
Huh?
You don't like coffee, do you?
No.
Okay, yeah. You wouldn't like this.
Which sucks because a lot of women on dating apps are like, let's go on a coffee date. And I'm like,
I know. And then
I would suffer through a coffee. I did that with my friend Alex. I don't like coffee, but he's like, we should go get a coffee sometime. And I was like, I definitely want to hang out with him. 100% I'm going to get a coffee no matter what.
you could get a tea. All coffee
True.
houses have tea.
True.
Like, my girl, she can't have coffee. I don't know why. I think it's like an allergy in some part of it. So she just gets tea.
I would, I think when I got there, for some reason, I was in front of Alex, and I was, like, looking at the stuff, and I was like, oh, this is, like, not in my language. I don't know what this is.
Dude, coffee houses are a different country.
I was like, what does that mean? And so then I was just, like, standing there, and then I was like, why don't you order first while I keep looking? And he orders his, and then I just walk up, and while looking up there, looking confused, and I'll be like, I'll just get what he got.
Yeah. I know, the board's just like double chocolate rainbow surprise. Guess what? I don't care. It's not coffee.
And then you order it, and they just punch you in the face, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh.
is that okay? Okay, yeah. That, I mean, it woke me up.
Like, to tell you what I had to get her, and I got one of her coworkers something as well. She got a double rainbow.
That's us.
Yeah. And then the other one was a caramel pumpkin brulee chai.
What the fuck?
It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's turning into its own language.
It is.
You're gonna show up, and it's just gonna be like just random assortment of vowels together, and you're just gonna be like,
That's what it is already.
yeah. But that's all that's gonna be spoken. You walk in, and everyone's just saying random stuff, and you're like,
Venti cold brew.
Someone's like,
Latte mate. Pumpkin cream.
Sundance chai tea or something. That wasn't funny. Never mind. I don't know enough.
What did you say?
No,
Chai.
no. I saw
chai
the movie.
is
I know. I know.
I did that to my mom, by the way, because she didn't watch the movie, and she said chai tea, and I'm like, the fuck did you just say to me, Mom?
You're like, say it again and say that slowly.
Say it. Can I get a chai tea? You can get a chai.
You can get a shut the fuck up.
Chai means tea, Mom.
Yeah, as soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, wait, no.
Pause.
Because I said chai and couldn't think of any other word that had to do with anything, and so I just said tea after, and was like, fuck.
I know, like, I was playing the word game in my head. It's like, okay, I order coffee minimum once a week. How am I struggling right now?
No, yeah, I don't like coffee.
Love it. Love that shit.
Nasty poop water. I actually prefer nasty poop water over
Yeah, that's
coffee.
dirty bean water.
Oh, yeah, I see. There is a big difference there.
Yeah.
I usually, when I was, like, in junior high or something, when my mom would go get coffee, and she'd be like, you want something? I'd be like, can I get a hot chocolate?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it still kind of tasted like coffee to me when I got their hot chocolate. Like, it still had this weird, like, coffee bean taste to it.
Well, it's like LaCroix. Got the
It always
essence.
has to have a whiff of it in there.
Exactly,
Yeah. There's
yeah.
no escape.
It's like, there's no coffee in there, but give it a good waft.
Yeah. They just, like, have a coffee next to it and just brush the...
They just go,
Yeah. It's like every time you walk into a coffee shop, you're actually just breathing in caffeine.
pretty much. Yeah.
You walk in and just...
I walk in and my heart just accelerates.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, oh,
oh,
it's heavy in here today.
okay. Heart attack.
You're all, actually, I don't think I need coffee now.
I'm good. Energized, as a matter of fact.
It gets to a certain point where you just walk in and you use cocaine immediately. Just, hey, so can I get a...
Oh, God.
Whoa! Can I just get some coffee beans ground up in, with a straw, please?
Put it in a Ziploc baggie.
And put it in a dime bag. Give me a straw, and I'll take it out back and just sniff it off someone.
Like, oh, the number 7?
Like, okay, it's the Schniffer Venti cold brew.
There it is. I was like, he'll figure it out.
I was like, come on.
He'll get there.
That was, I know we like to describe scenes in our head, but you know what that one was?
Huh.
There was just a wall of dirt, and there was a little me in there digging with a tiny little toy shovel, trying to find a word in there.
Yeah.
There was a little archaeologist in my head trying to go for it, and it just found like a little fossilized
The
poop.
archaeologist in your head is fucking dead.
Yeah. It is bones that it found. It's just like a cyclical thing.
Yeah.
Like it dies and then another one's reborn and it finds those bones.
Why are there so many fucking bones here?
Yeah. Damn, there's a lot of No, I think that the last time I tried a coffee was legit when I went with Alex to go, and that was when I gave him my old microphone that I used to have, my USB microphone for his podcast thing he was gonna do. I never did.
I was about to say, did he even start that?
I don't know. I pushed. I know I pushed him in the right direction.
Quitter.
Yeah. Same thing with Taden. He
Well,
started
okay,
and quit.
Thank God.
Well, yeah.
Thank God he quit.
Right.
I never watched an episode because I didn't want anything like that in my search history.
Well, right. I was going to listen to it just to hear what he was saying because I only got tastes of it, and when I was helping him,
It's so zoomed out. Our waveforms are a brick. Oh my God.
oh, my gain's really high.
Oh fuck. It's just me talking then. Just. Oh.
There we go.
Oh. 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 Oh.
That should help.
Oh. Oppenheimer.
Oppen. So,
Gangnam Style.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. And I actually was having a conversation with this. So you remember? I kept telling you I see Ben at the bar all the time at Alleged.
Who?
Ben, I don't know what he goes climbing. He's been climbing with you.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Me and Ethan were out, and every time I see him there, I'm like, oh hey, there's Ben. We never talk to him, but I'm like, hey, there goes Ben.
He's kind of just that guy that's like, oh, there's Ben. Anyways.
It was him and Gavin that I just see all the time, and so
It's like, do you guys do anything except be where I am?
and me and Ethan went upstairs, and we were like standing by one of the fires where they were at, and then Ben just goes, come on, guys, come in, get close. And I go, you want to cuddle, or like, what's going on? And then we had like a little casual conversation, and I was like, he goes, wait. And I go, do you remember us? And he goes, what's your name? And I go, Carson, man. And he goes, what? Yeah, whoa, yeah.
He's full of shit.
Holy shit. And then, and then we were like bringing up stuff that we used to like, and I was like, holy shit, he actually genuinely remembered me. But what was really funny is he did not remember Ethan, but he had a more recent interaction with Ethan. And
Get fucked.
and so I was like, oh, that's okay. And then he's like, do you remember Gavin? And I was like, fuck yeah, I remember Gavin. Are you kidding me? And so then I started
You
talking
should have
to
just
him.
said no.
I'm like, no. You mean the guy on Warrior TV? No.
No.
Don't know that guy.
Who the fuck are you?
And so we were just kind of catching up, and then I was like, by the way, I've got a podcast if you felt
By
like,
the way.
if you felt getting on the silly. And
Harvey Dent.
Harvey went,
to the store and bought some groceries.
and somebody dented his car,
Oh! That's slam poetry, right?
bent the rim. It was actually really, really bad. As a matter of fact, it wasn't that good of a car, so it ended up getting totaled. Does this sound familiar? Anyway.
No, not really.
Can't quite put my finger. Wait a minute!
I don't know. I think that happened to someone I know. But speaking of that,
Weird.
we're gonna skip past the club stuff because it's really not that fun. I did see it there though.
Oh, God.
It was wild.
Should probably bleep the full name.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will. No, yeah, I planned on it. The only way I knew that you would know who it was is if I said the full name. I will bleep the.
Yeah.
I'll bleep the full name, but I do want to say, she did the splits in the middle of the dance floor.
What the fuck?
It was nuts.
So she's still the same.
And then she tried to get me and Ethan with her friends that were there. And I don't know why. I was being Ethan's wingman like the entire time, like big time. Like he had a girl come up to him and just ask him for his number straight up. And I was like, damn. And so, okay, I will mention this because this part was funny. They had come up, and as soon as she was like, can I get your number? I went, and so I looked at my beer and then just went. And so the whole time they were talking, I was chugging my beer.
Only appropriate response.
And then by the time I was done with it, I went, and smacked it down, and then they walked away. And apparently she said, are you single? And he said, yeah. And she goes, are you gay? And he goes, no. And she goes, can I get your number? Or can I give you my number? And he goes, yeah.
I mean, honestly, valid
Yeah.
questioning.
Way to be upfront about
yeah,
it.
I guess so. Yeah, honestly.
Way to be sure.
Way to
And
make sure about that.
The last thing she says was, if you don't, or she said, it's okay if you don't text me, but if you don't, I'll be really sad. And then he like kind of laughed and was like, okay, and then she walked away.
See, I think that's a great way to do it.
Yep.
The girl giving you their number.
Yes.
Because then you can choose not to
Yeah,
text.
and then the ball is in your court to text.
Exactly.
You know?
And then no hard feelings if you don't, because you're never
said-
going to fucking see him again
Right.
anyways.
Right, unless we're at the bar again and she's like, you didn't text me.
And be like, oh, I'm actually gay.
Because that happened to that happened to me. This one girl said that I look like I don't get any bitches.
She's right.
And I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I was in the Thor outfit and we were up there and she goes, dang, you look like you probably get a lot of bitches. And I go, me? And I go, no, absolutely not. She goes, yeah, you look like you don't get a lot of bitches.
You did tell us.
And then
about
I
that.
saw her again
did say that.
the other night, and I called her out for it. I was like, "Hey, you're the girl that said I don't get any bitches," and she was like, "Did I say that?" And I was like, "Yeah, you said that."
you for
and
sure
she was
did.
like, I really said that," and I was like, "Yeah, you did for sure. I remember." And then we had like a short conversation, and she left. But anyway, I was getting
Short conversation. We fucked in the bathroom. And
I literally the entire night was just helping Ethan out with this one girl, and then she got way too fucked up and wasn't like talking with him and stuff. But it was fun. Anyway, the car stuff. So initially,
Initial D?
yeah. I was planning on going to look at that Lancer.
Yeah, you
in Bountiful.
never even told me
Yeah.
anything about what you were doing.
I realized it when you said, "Are you buying that car?" And then when I was when I was driving home with the new car, I was like,
when I saw the Subaru on your story, I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not a Lancer at all.
And so I had been talking to this guy on Facebook Market for like a week straight, planning a day to come look at it. And I was like, all right, so Saturday, maybe 3 o'clock, I'll meet you in Bountiful at the Walmart. I have a friend that works at Big O out there. He said we can go get a free inspection of the car, and then we can just go from there.
Who works at Big O out there? Oh.
And so I was just like, this perfectly works out. I just need to get out there to Bountiful, and Brighton and Brittany said that they would take me.
Nice.
And so I was like, fuck yeah. So Thursday, I was going to go look at it on Saturday, but Thursday I'm texting him, and I'm like, all right, it just seems like I'm waiting on my ride to tell me, a more specific time, but let's plan for like somewhere around 2 to 3. And then I can give you a very specific time that day when he's done with his whatever he's doing. And he was like, all right, just let me know on Saturday. Saturday comes around. Brighton and Brittany are on their way out from they were in Logan, and they were heading to me. And I text the guy after, I don't even know how long, I texted him after I got ready or something. And I was like, am I still good to come look at that car today? And he goes, actually, I sold that yesterday.
Yep, figures.
And I went, what the fuck? And so immediately I texted him back, and I was like, thanks for the fucking heads up, dick. And then muted the conversation, so I didn't know what he said after that. And then
That's what happened to me when I tried to buy my first Jeep. I had cash in hand about to go, and he's like, someone just came by and picked it up.
And that's what happened at Butters. Remember that black Subaru?
Yep.
Even with all that bullshit, he still sold someone put a down payment or something on
And
it.
it never got sold.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
And then so I call Brighton and Brittany, and I'm like, hey, they just said that they sold it yesterday. And then we're all like bitching about it. And then he's like, well, we're literally around the corner. And I was like, well, I'm so sorry that happened. But if you want to come over and we can look at like nearby stuff and maybe just still look at a car, we can go look at something. So they came over and we hung out in here, and Brighton's going through this stuff. He knew some guy that owns like a small dealership in Brigham, and he pulls up this Mazda Speed 3 hatchback. And I was like, this thing looks sick, dude.
Speeds are so much fucking fun.
I was like, this is kind of sick. And I was like, he was like, you need to tell me like if you actually don't like it or if you like it, because that's the only way we're going to get somewhere. And I was like, no, I genuinely really think this Mazda looks great. So then we got out, we drove down to Brigham.
Dude, if you would have gone to Speed 3, I would have been so fucking mad.
And we get there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it looks clean. Everything looks fine. I don't know if there was any like actual issues like marked on there. And we get there, and of course the person that Brighton knows isn't there. Yeah. So then it was so weird. Like, I remember looking at cars at dealerships and stuff like that, and I don't know what has been up with this past like recent thing, but he like talked to Brighton for like just a second, and then he goes, we're just gonna look at that Mazda, and he goes, okay, and then he goes in, grabs the keys, and throws them to me, and he's like, don't go over 100, and just be safe. And I was like, and he said, be safe, have fun, don't go over 100. And I was like, oh. I wasn't expecting to drive it so soon.
Oh yeah, no, they want you to fucking go drive the car. Yeah. Most bigger dealerships, they have to go with you.
Yes.
Like legally.
Yeah.
Smaller ones are like, if you steal it, we'll find you. Go.
Right. They take a picture of your license and stuff like that, and then they let you take it. And so I got in the car, and
was it manual?
No.
Oh.
I started up, and the thing sounded like a fucking dragon. Like I started up, and it goes, and I was like, what the fuck? And I look over at Brighton, and I was like, is that the exhaust? And he goes, yeah, they definitely had to have done something to the exhaust. And I was like, because they didn't say anything about it on the listing.
I gotta say, Mazdas, as shit as they are, some of the best sounding exhausts ever. My little fucking 4-cylinder piece of shit out there sounds better than every fucking sports cars my friends own.
It's insane. And so I was like, is that the exhaust? He's like, they must have done something, and the dealership just hasn't checked too far into it. And he later on we checked, and like all the sensors were connected and everything. Like, so it wasn't like it was just like catless or like it was weird. I don't know what they did to it.
They probably did what I did and just took out the resonator.
Probably.
That's a common one.
So I take it out and I start driving it, and it's feeling good. It's quick. It's driving fine.
They're quick little fucking cars.
I think they had Brighton and Brittany were like, you want to go this way and go on the freeway? And I was like, sure. And then I kind of sat there for a second, and I was like, this is like the second time or the third time I've ever gotten on the freeway. And they're like, well, we don't have to. And I'm like, no, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm fine with getting on the freeway. I've just never had a fucking car that could get on the freeway. And so we get down there, and then I'm glad that they were the way they were, because then Brittany just goes, all right, now stomp it. And I go, okay. And just, and it just start taking up the ramp. And
you really do just got to test it.
Yeah. And so we got up there, and I think I was going like 80 or something like that. And then we got off, and we were at a light, and the car was shaking like violently to the point where my hand was on the steering wheel, and it was like shaking so bad.
Were you still driving, or
no?
Was it
this
stop?
was just at a stop. And so Brighton was like, this could be like the mounts are loose, and he was like, it could be that, like, he was just naming a bunch of different stuff, and I was like, okay, so it's not anything like bad. And he's like, it's easy fix, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, I do want to test something though. And so like we got a good amount of space, and he goes, okay, right here, pedal to the metal. And I was like, all right. And so I just stomp it down, and we just go, and we start taking off. And he's like looking at the steering wheel, and he's like checking a bunch of shit. And then we came to another stop, and it's just fucking shaking violently. And I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the dealership, and I'm still in good hopes. I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's a little above my price range.
How much was it? Like 6, 7?
So on the listing, it said like 6, or yeah, I think it just said like 6 with like change, like 6145 or something like that. And I was like, this isn't too bad. My price range was 5.5.
Yeah, most speeds you find are still over 10K.
Exactly. And so I was like, this is, that's why I wanted to hop on it. It looked good. It drove fine-ish. And I was like, this seems like a good thing to jump on. And then I didn't take into consideration, like the fees and everything. And so it went from like 6 something, which my very tip-top cap was 6.2. Like, that's with everything out of my savings that I can afford to take out of my savings.
Yeah.
Plus what the dealership had given me and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to that's the tip-top I can hit is 6.2. And then we get in there, and he says, all right, looks like with discounts and stuff that we're going to be at like 6.9, 6.3. And I was like, and then I was like, can me and Brian go look under the hood real quick? And so we go out there, and I wanted to talk to Brighton alone to be like, is this worth it? Like,
those fees from dealerships are also registration. They register the car for you.
But it was also really fucked up because he goes, when we go back in there, I'm like, hey, because I was on the phone for fucking ever with Braxton too. And I go back in there, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, I don't think I can go that high. I was like, I don't have money for 6.9. I only have, like, my cap is 6.2. Like, there was just that's like no leniency. That is the line.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, if I knock like the docking fee off. It'll be like 66. And I was like,
Did you not just hear the English that came out of my mouth?
right. I was like, no, that's still, 6.2 is legitimately my cap. And he goes, well, and he turns around, he does something on his computer, and he turns back and he goes, what if you wanted to finance it through us, we push more to 7, and then you can just do a loan through us. And I was like, no, I'm trying to lean away from loans. I just want to own the car because I had a loan previously, and it just wasn't, what I wanted. And I was like, it's just nothing against you guys. I was like, let me know if you get new cars in within this price range, and I'd love to come check them out. And so I didn't want to leave it on a bad note because I was like, I do want to come back,
Yeah, definitely.
So it seemed all right, and we left and went to Brighton and Brittany's because we were getting ready to go to Fletcher's birthday at Rush. So I'm just sitting there while Brittany's getting ready, and we're waiting to go pick up Ethan and stuff like that. So I'm just going through KSL, I'm going through Facebook, and just looking at everything. And then the insurance that was supposed to fix my car had sent an email with like a website that they go through to get to sell cars from them personally. So I'm looking through all of these different sites and apps, and I'm sending them to Braxton, and I'm sending them to Ethan, or not Ethan, I'm sending them to Braxton and Brighton. And so at one point, Brighton goes to the bathroom and takes like the longest shit I've ever seen anyone take in my entire life. And I want to bet. I've sent him 3 cars. One of them was like, I was like, it's all right. It's a good price range. This. The other one was like this cool, like older looking car that was still nice. And then the next one was Subaru Impreza. And I sent it to Brighton, and whatever he was doing in the bathroom. And apparently he was trying to talk to me and Brittany, but we could not hear anything he was saying. He was like, I was responding to those cars. And we were like, what? And he was like, yeah, I was literally yelling to you guys. And we were like,
how about you just get out of the fucking bathroom?
I was like, you could have texted me.
Yeah.
That's where I sent those. And, but then.
You just sent him a car, you sure?
I'm like, what? Is that your ass?
Was that your ass talking? I mean, we heard that one fart that came out of his body.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still the craziest thing
insane
I've ever heard. He farted himself awake, too.
Wasn't there 2? There was the one where he farted himself awake, and then there was like a second one after that a little bit later.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in that man's body, but it's the equivalent of a fucking pipe bomb.
That was insane. But then Braxton texts me, and he goes, dude, you need to hop on that Impreza, like ASAP. That's awesome. And I was like, okay. So then I messaged them. I got everything set up to go look at it the next day on Sunday. But we go to Rush. And so we go to dinner first at Roosters, and there was enough people that they had to have 2 huge tables put together separately. And we were in the top and in the back area.
In the back.
And I ordered a margarita.
Nice.
And then I ordered
for Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing was. Is like, it's for Jimmy. This one's for Jimmy.
This
Buffett.
one's for Jimmy.
And then their Moscow mules were fucking great.
They're amazing.
Oh my god.
I still tell people about the Huckleberry one that we got on the street.
Oh,
holy fuck.
So good. And so it goes.
Oh wait, really quick. I went back there with Stan a couple weeks ago, and I got the loaded root beer one. Delicious.
Yes,
delicious.
The root beer. Yeah, because they got that. I think Brittany got that or something. Someone near me got it.
So fucking good.
And it was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Compared to my margarita, that was. I was expecting my margarita to be sweet and just tasty, and that thing was sour, tart, and fucking me in the butt. I was like, oh god.
Well, that's usually how margaritas end, anyways.
And and I was just sitting there. I was like, I thought this was gonna be like a treat.
I wanted something I could sip on the beach.
Yeah, I was like, this tastes like sand and sweat. I don't like it. And so I just finished that promptly.
So many bad jokes that could be made right now.
I finished it promptly and ordered a Moscow Mule, but it went Brighton, Brittany, Ethan, me, Zach, then Elliot. And so in this little threesome, it's Ethan, me, then Zach, and across from us is Parker and Trevor.
Oh, God.
And at one point, me and Zach were laughing. It felt like high school or junior high all over again. actually the three of us, it got to a point where we were sitting there going,
Oh,
and
I
then
missed
you would
that.
look at one of them, and then like Zach would go, and then it was just all over again, and we would just start laughing our asses off.
The first one.
And it just sends it off, and I was just like, fuck. I was like, I can't. And so I was like, you guys need to fucking stop. And then I just kept like doing just the most fucked shit for that whole time.
Because everyone's like, oh, look, the idiot's drinking. No, that's just you.
No, I literally took a sip of. I don't even know if my margarita was there yet because my drink was the last one to get there.
Of course.
And so I was like, I think that this was just us being us. And then at one point, our food gets there, and my food is the last to get there. And so Zach has his, and he got like fish and chips or something, and Ethan got, I can't remember what else he got.
Fucking weirdo.
And so Elliot got the same thing, and whatever, like the sauce that they have,
Tartar sauce.
it like tipped over. And so it was like spilling on her plate in Elliot's thing. And I go, oh, Zach, did you see? I didn't know what it was. So I said, her ranch spilled. And and Zach looks, and he's like, oh, is that? And he's like talking to her, and I just grabbed apparently the biggest fry off of his plate. I went to snatch one, but I pulled it, and it like kept coming.
It's just the whole plate is one fry.
I was like, oh my God. And so it like sent a fry off his plate. And I took it and went and had to like mash it into my face because I couldn't just throw it and eat it. You know, I had to mash the whole thing into my face, and then and like I'm just sitting there chewing with like a squirrel. And Zach turns and looks at me, and I'm all, and he goes, "You dick!" And I go, "Sorry,
you spill."
And then my food gets there, and I think I was eating one, and then I go, "Zach, what's that?" And I threw a fry back on his plate, and he looks at me and he goes, "Thank you, buddy." Then my chicken sandwich I got came with a big piece of lettuce under it for some reason. I don't know why they do that.
People like me.
Oh, where you take the bun off. So I had a giant piece of lettuce, and I had taken that off and then just put it on my head. And I was like, dude, I think I elbowed Ethan. I was like, dude, this thing came with a free hat. Or no, I made a SpongeBob joke. I was like, this is supposed to come with a Happy Meal or a kid's meal or a toy. This is supposed to come with a toy. And then I put the lettuce on my face, and it held for a second.
Thanks.
Yeah. And then I was like, it came with a hat. And so then I put the lettuce over my hat that I was wearing.
Nice.
And it's just sitting there. And I think I left it there for a solid 8 minutes while I was eating just my fries.
You lettuce there.
Yeah, I just let it sit there.
Nice. We got there.
And I turned to Zach and I go, did yours come with a hat too? And he looks at me and goes, and just started fucking dying.
Because, I mean, yeah, that is so out of left field. Just, hey, did yours come with a hat too? Just a piece of fucking lettuce
Giant
on your
piece
head.
of lettuce. And it's the best because he was just
You probably
occupied.
looked like that fucking cat with lettuce on its head.
Yeah. He's occupied talking to Elliot or whoever was over there. And I just, and I've had it on my head for a while. And then I just lean over and go, hey, did yours come with the hat too? And he looks over and just immediately started laughing. And
I would spit my drink fucking everywhere if you did that.
And then I tried to Fletcher was on the other table, but he was at a point where he could see me through people if he tried. And so, yeah, I just sat there and stared at him with like a dead face. And I just had lettuce on my head. And I was just like, no sound there. You're welcome, audio people.
Fuck you.
And he never noticed me. And so then I went like this, and I slid the lettuce off my face, so it just like touched everything as it went down my face, and then slapped it back on my plate. And still staring at him, and then I took my big-ass chicken sandwich and took a bite and went... and just stared at him, and he kept doing that. Like, I swear he would, like...
Glance.
His eyes would pass through my eye line, and he would look at me for a split second and look away, and he wouldn't stay. And anyway,
it's when you throw something.
Yeah. Hey, dickhead!
I've been trying to get your attention.
Happy birthday, jackass! But then I sent a picture to the group chat, and I said, I don't know who this Fletcher guy is, but he's kind of a douchebag. And then I took a picture I put it on my story, I think, of the 0.5, and I had the lettuce on my head, and Ethan and Zach were next to me. And
I don't know if I saw that.
It was so funny. Then we gathered everyone together and went to Rush. And when we got there, so I had a margarita and 2 Moscow Mules, and everyone's trying to encourage me to get fucked up.
I never saw that. No. No, that's amazing.
Oh, you know what it was? I sent it to the group chat, and Zach put it on his story.
Oh.
That's what it was. Oh yeah, this Fletcher guy seems like a douchebag. And then trying to take a picture of everyone, Fletcher had his girl Mariah get on his shoulders and take a picture like this.
Nice.
And then Fletcher said some fuck shit in the group chat and spelt my name with an O-N. And so my rebuttal was, spell my name right first, Florchet.
Florchet.
And I took that one.
Oh, I like that.
And so we got to Rush, and the first thing we do is we have to wait like 4 minutes, because in 4 minutes the price drops a lot.
Yeah.
Because you usually get a 3-hour pass for Rush for like $25, but it was like 10 o'clock when we were going to buy it. So it was like we're waiting for 10 o'clock. So the price drops, and we're there for 2 hours. And so we buy our things, and then we go immediately around the corner and over to where all the beer is that they sell there. And everyone's ordering beers and whatnot. And they had banquets, which I was surprised. Like they had not like just the can, but the can bottle, like the metal bottles.
Oh.
And so I got a banquet, and then everyone wanted to bowl, and I literally hate bowling. So I just sat there with my beer on my phone, like scrolling. I was on like Tinder or something, and then
Nice.
Ethan was next to me, and Brittany was next to me. We were just fucking off because they didn't count everyone for it. So there wasn't enough people, or not enough like slots for people to bowl. And so I was just sitting there like, this is fucking great.
So glad we came to Rush.
Right. And then eventually Ethan's like, do you want to go get another beer? And I was like, I mean,
yeah.
now I do.
Yeah, kind
And so
of.
then I threw it in the garbage, and I went over and got a beer, but this time I got beer and Dippin' Dots.
Nice.
And the old guy at the counter goes, beer and ice cream, huh? That's a way to end a night. And I was like, damn right.
We're just starting, bitch.
And then I told Ethan, I was like, I want to see how much those pool tables are, because if they're like cheap or something, I want to go play while they fucking bowl. And so then he got his beer and went over there and found out you don't got to pay. You just got to have collateral. So he gave him his whole wallet. Instead of his ID or something, he just gave him the whole wallet.
You're like, take it.
And then we played pool for a little bit, and Zach and Elliot come over and are talking to us and want to play or whatever. Then they go do laser tag, and
I would fuck them up
I
in
was
laser tag.
Like, I was kind of looking forward to doing laser tag, but then when we got there and I was hungover from the night before, and I like these beers just weren't really like, all of the alcohol and the food I had just wasn't sitting, like, it wasn't like making me sick, but it wasn't sitting
Wasn't
right.
sitting well.
And so I was just like, you know what, I'll pass. And Elliot is sensitive to that kind of lights.
I'll pass.
I'll pass. And
I forgot that the boxes weren't there, so my head had a lot
you're
further
like,
to fall.
you fall through the couch.
Back rooms.
And Elliot is a little sensitive to flashing lights and stuff. And before she told me how she feels with that, I was like, yeah, sometimes like strobe lights like make me nauseous, and I get hot. And she goes, it makes you like sweaty and nauseous and stuff. And I was like, yeah. She's like, that's exactly what I have. And I went. I was like, oh. And so then Fletcher came over and he's like, we're going to go do laser tag. You guys want to come with? And I go, I just found out I have the same thing she has, so I probably shouldn't.
As a matter of fact, PhD over here, just let me know.
And so they went and did laser tag, and then they convinced Ethan to go. And as he was walking away, I was like, babe, if I wanted to go play mini golf while you guys did this, your collateral is here. You're gone. I'm stuck with the pool table till you get back.
Yeah.
And so then after a couple games with Zach or something like that, which was really funny because I was playing. I don't know what it happened.
So much is fucking going on.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bitch.
Hell yeah, bet. What would you do if I just shit myself?
I don't know. I'd have to change you, I guess. So then what the best part about pool was for some reason
It's the water.
it was the beer, I guess.
Yeah.
I just fucked him up. Like, I was hitting the most insane shots the whole night.
You never played me back in chess, by the way.
Yeah, because I don't know how to play chess, Cade.
I don't know how to play it either.
The way you were moving stuff, I was like, he knows.
No.
Ethan saw me play you back one time. He's like, I know how to play chess, and I was like, me too. And then I moved one. And he's like, just don't move the 2 middle ones. And I was like, you mean, wait, is that the horse or? And I was like, just kidding. I know it's the king and the queen, but
Oh, I thought it was like the front two. It was like, no, you're
No,
supposed
those
to
the pawns,
move.
yeah.
You move those.
and so anyway, so I was absolutely just insane that night. I was hitting shots that I was like, where the fuck did this come from? And Zach goes, damn, dude. He was like, I used to whoop your ass
He
in
said
pool.
what?
Damn.
There it is.
He said, damn, dude, I used to whoop your ass in pool, dude. You got hella good. And in my head, I was like,
Been good, bitch.
I was like, I don't remember you whooping my ass in pool.
Something about you is smelling like bullshit.
But I was like, I'll take the compliment. I don't care. And then after like 2 games, he was like, me and Ellie are going to go explore. And I was like, okay. And they left. And then I was like, I played like one game of 8-ball again by myself and then a game of 9-ball by myself. And then I just started putting everything away. And then I sat there for what felt like forever. And then they came back and I was like, your collateral is here. Like I couldn't leave because and he was like, thanks. And then I found out that they not only did laser tag, but they also did go-karts, which I would have loved to do go-karts with them.
Yeah.
And apparently they did it twice. They did laser tag, go-karts twice, and then they came back to or something like that. And then because not all of them could get on go-karts at once is why they did it twice. But
that's crazy.
They were going to do it a 3rd time. And I was like, I would have loved to do go-karts. That was kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And so then he gets whatever, and then I'm like, I'm going to go skate. And so I go over there, I get some roller skates, and I was like, last time we were here, I didn't do this. And I was like, I probably am going to eat shit. I don't care. I want to do it. And so we go over there, and Zach and Elliot are in the foam pit.
Naturally.
And I grab skates, and Ethan gets skates. And Zach goes, are you guys skating? And I go, yeah. And he's like, hold on, I want to go get skates too. And so he's climbing out of the foam pit like a child.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's no good way to get out of a fucking foam pit.
And
just, you can't.
He gets skates. We go over there. We skate a couple times. And I was trying to get used to it, but the front of my shins were burning. Oh, my God. I was like, this is a lot harder than rollerblades. Holy shit.
It's weird.
I was like, I would have preferred blades over, because you can like lean your feet from side to side, and it's a lot easier to control yourself.
Oh yeah.
And so we did that, like not very much of it, and then we went to go play mini golf. I think was our next move. And so we brought everything back, and we start heading to mini golf, and we just find everyone right there.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, there they are. And so I get my golf ball, I get my golf club, and I walk over there, and everyone is joining us now. And Fletcher puts his golf ball down and just smacks the shit out of it, but at the wrong way. He hit it at the last hole, where if he would have hit that in, he wouldn't get his ball back. And so he launches that thing, and it just goes boom, 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 off of all of the walls. And then he goes, and then Zach puts his down on the first hole, and I'm standing in between them trying to play. And then Zach launches the thing into the room, and I'm like, God fucking damn it, why?
It's going to be one of these rounds.
And so then I'm trying to get my ball down so I can play, and so I hit the first hole, and then people are launching them behind me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, God. Okay, so I just picked up my ball, and I walked like 3 holes down, which was like around a corner or something, and just started playing normally there. And but you can still hear them flying around and hitting shit. And I'm just like, oh, my God. There's, like, no one left in Rush, and there's only one mini golf place. They are for sure going to know it's us, and they're going to hear it from outside. Like,
yeah, it's like if there's gunshots coming out of the mini golf area.
They're going to be like, what's going on in there?
What's going on over there?
And I'm trying so hard to just play normal golf, but I'm also, like, just, like, going fast as well. Like, I'm not taking my time. And then I think Parker joins me and is playing just normal as well. And we get a little ahead of them, and then I start taking pictures with all the weird fucking things in there.
Yep.
And then we took we took what was it? Oh, I did have to skip another one because someone skipped forward and started smacking him close to us again. So I start playing normal.
Okay, like doing that was fun in junior high.
Right. And then Ethan got close to us and started playing normal, and then I think they all ended up just passing us or something. Like they just went by. Or no, there was a sign in there that said that it's monitored by cameras, and so I tried to point that out to them. I was like, guys, they have cameras in here. Nobody listened to me.
Figures.
Found another sign. Guys, there's literally a camera right here. No one listened to me again. I find a sign that says if they catch you causing damage, there's a $500 fine.
Damn.
And like a whole bunch of other stuff on there. And so I find that and I go, guys, there's a $500 fine if you get caught breaking shit. No one listens to me again. And
Let
so
him
then,
break shit then.
Then Damien starts throwing his golf club.
Oh.
He's not just hitting the golf ball hard. He's throwing his golf club. And allegedly, well, not yet, but so then I'm like, hey, Damien, you should go read what that paper says over there. So he kind of walks over there, and then I think that's when everyone kind of went out. And I later found out that allegedly he might have broke something. And so me, Ethan, Parker, and Brighton are the only ones left playing it normal. And it's a good time. Where we had to be like about halfway through. One of the workers came in and they're like, "Hey, we close in like 5 minutes."
Oh,
yeah. So we were like, "Fuck!" And so we're still playing quick, but we're not, doing the dickhead shit that they were doing. And Brighton was further behind us, and so we get to the last hole. And guess what happened in the midst of playing?
Huh.
I found another golf ball.
Oh.
And it did not belong to any of the dickheads smacking them around.
Oh.
It was just an extra golf ball.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, what is my deal with this? I am constantly just every time I play mini golf, I find one.
I think balls just go to you.
They just make it a point to be near me.
Yeah.
Balls are the point.
point.
And so I got to the last one.
When
and
the fuck did that bit start?
It was a couple episodes ago.
Okay. Especially...
It was like the beginning of one of the episodes.
Yeah, because we've kept it going without ever talking about it. Ever.
And I think it just happened, and like there was no explanation behind it anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
couldn't remember. It's like, is this something funny we had like shared a moment together, or is it just us?
I literally think I just made it up on the spot.
Perfect.
And thought it was funny, and then we just went with it.
I mean, it's a good point.
Kind of like dog balls.
Balls being the point.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking dog balls. I still watch that clip.
Dog balls.
Yeah, and you're just sitting on the fucking futon.
So good. But
dog balls.
we get done and we go out, and then they're like, "Do you guys want to go back to?" Because Fletcher was staying at Parker and Allie's because he's gonna go hunting in the morning. So like, everyone want to go to Parker and Allie's and have more drinks and stuff? And
No.
Brighton and Brittany were asking me and Ethan because they gave us a ride, and I was like, I genuinely don't care. I was like, if you guys drop me off and you want to go home, then I'm gonna go home and watch Goosebumps and draw. And but if not,
my coloring book,
Yeah.
my crayons.
Exactly. And if not, then
Let's go.
then I'll go and we can hang out, do whatever, and I'll probably do the same thing later.
Yeah.
And so we ended up dropping Ethan off, then going to Parker and Allie's, and I think I remember we were there for just like maybe 10, 15 minutes and then left.
Oh, nice.
But it was another moment of like, this feels cool because Fletcher, I'm sure you might be aware, he likes to wrestle.
Yes.
And
Remember when
that friend group, like, yes, at the party.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I fucking dogged them!
So they're trying to be careful because this is a small basement and it's not their basement, so they're just kind of like tapping each other and like getting in locks and stuff.
Thank God.
Yeah. And so then Fletcher comes up to me and he starts tapping me and like pushing around and stuff, and I'm just like playing around with him, and I don't know what the fuck he was doing. And then he goes back, he taps me and he goes, and he's like meaning for Brighton, and so then he goes over to Brighton. There's not enough room for me and Fletcher to be side by side and fuck with Brighton.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching over Fletcher and just tapping him and just tapping Brighton and like just doing some weird shit. And then I get to the other side of them at one point and I'm talking to someone, and Fletcher goes and he comes up to me and he's doing this thing like he's getting ready to he's doing like his wrestle stance, and he's like, come on Carson, you're big and strong, let's see. And so then he comes up to me and we're like pushing around and like slipping our arms around each other a ton, and then I slip it around and he tried to go for my leg, and I was able to fold him into my arms, and he couldn't move his arms.
Nice.
Like he was locked in, and so I just held him like this. And it wasn't like a headlock or anything. I just had my arm pinned against his arm and then the other one against his other arm, and was just holding him like that, like a hug, and just pinned him from behind. And then he tried to like move his legs around, and then I just kicked the back of his knee and he like fell a little bit, and then I just slowly brought him to the ground and then laid down like we were cuddling.
Yes.
And then he got up, and then Fletcher was like, "Ooh, I'm going to have to, like, if we ever do anything, I'm going to have to be, like, long distance with you. I can't get close." And then Zach goes, "Yeah, dude, he's strong now." And then he goes, he's more, like, lean or defined, whatever word he said, than I am now. And I was just sat there, and I was like, really?
Keep talking. Keep going. Come on,
Really?
come on. I'm getting hard. Come on,
Like,
come on.
I went from being, like, when I started getting in shape, I went from them saying, you were funnier when you were the fat friend, to now them saying that
Did they
I'm
actually
strong.
say that?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Specifically in the group chat said you were funnier when you were the fat friend.
Yeah, that is grounds for getting your fucking ass beat, by the way.
It fucked me up. I'm sure that that also had to do with my body dysmorphia that kicked in later on.
Any of you ever say that's my best friend again, you're fucking dead!
And so that it was just a big switch, and I was like, they're saying I'm stronger, and it makes me feel good. Then we went home, and like I said, came home and watched Goosebumps and drew something, I think, and I was not even nearly drunk that night, so I just was hanging out.
Yeah.
Then the next day was Sunday, and Ripken took me up to go.
Oh, nice.
Because we were going to go skate that day, and I apologized to him a bunch. I was like, "I'm sorry to ruin our skate day, but would you be willing to take me out to Logan to go look at this car?" And he was like, "Sure." So we go out there, and we're looking at the car, and I don't know why I was expecting him to be like Brighton with the car, where he was like, check everything, and he knows what he's talking about and stuff. And
He also, Ripken knows nothing about Subarus.
yeah, he's Mazda,
He's
you know,
Mazda.
yeah. So I didn't think about it, but I was glad that he was able to take me out there. And granted, I didn't really need anyone to look at it too much because it was like detailed. Everything is clean as shit. Like when I show you when we go out there, it's clean as shit, and it drove good. Aftermarket
Is that how it
radio.
sounded?
Yeah. Aftermarket radio. So it's got Bluetooth and everything.
Finally.
Yeah. Finally. Well, the Buick had it.
It's true.
And then the Outback had it, but it was like the plug into the cigarette lighter thing. And
Bluetooth ready for pairing.
yeah. Connected. It was pad, like super loud. Oh God. Really?
Yeah. Yesterday, actually.
Okay. And everything is like too good on this car. And the only issue is that the tire pressure sensor is
Tire
out.
pressure sensor.
The tire pressure. I can't tell if that went Asian or if that stayed as the fedora hat person.
That was Fedora hat. That was Fedora.
I think.
You didn't squint. You're fine.
Yeah. Why did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay. I'm good. Fuck.
I think.
I hope.
You're
We'll
gonna be
see
going
in
through,
editing.
You're gonna go through the footage and zoom in. It's
Yeah, it's like, did I squint? Did I? Fuck. But that's like the only issue with. That's like the only light that came up, and then because it was low on coolant, and I was filling it up and couldn't see where the line was, I filled it up like really high.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck. So I was sitting there trying to figure out how to get the coolant, like the housing for it, out so that I could pour some of it out and then put it back in. But I don't have the tools for that. And so I was sitting there. I would get really close to being able to move the bolt, and then it just wouldn't work. And then I'd turn around and go, fuck! And then kick our garbage can and be like, damn it!
Yeah.
And then go back to trying to work on it again. And then it got to the point where I was desperate, and I read that it can do electrical damage. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing this to my brand new fucking car, dude.
Yeah.
So I found some rubber hosing,
Nice.
stuck it in there.
Did you just siphon?
I siphoned that shit up. I went, dumped it over the side, and successfully did exactly what you're supposed to do with that stuff. And it was pouring out on its own, and I was just like, let's go! And I did wash out my mouth like 4 times.
I was going to say, there are like 10 different ways to do that without putting your mouth on it.
Yeah, but I was in that hectic, manic state where I was like, I'm just going to fucking do it.
I'm just going to suck it.
And so I was like, and then just started like letting it fall out, and I was like, work. And then it just kept going, and I was like, yeah, baby. Yeah, get that coolant. Yeah, let's go. And so it's
dude, this just became so chaotic so quickly. Like,
and so it's just pouring out all over the driveway. And I was like, I hope this doesn't do anything because that'll suck.
all of a sudden, the driveway explodes.
It just starts cracking and growing like weird plants out of it.
I was like, whoa, that's cool as shit.
And it eats my car. Damn it!
All of a sudden, the ants have sunglasses on. Whoa, those are cool
Whoa,
ants.
that's cool as fuck.
Cool ant.
Cool ants.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
props to that one.
Thanks.
That's a good one.
I had to
I'll give you points. Give you points.
No, I had to explain it. It doesn't
That was
fucking
good.
work anymore.
Well, if it would have been like a second longer, I think I would have got it. But I was too in my own head trying to make a joke too that it
Yeah.
just.
we suck.
We're like cool ants. And you're like,
cool
ants. And I'm
cool
like,
ants.
Cool ant. Cool. Wait, wait a minute. That was a good one. Wait. But I was trying to like siphon it out, and it worked. I got it down. It's still a little bit above full, but I was like, it's fine.
Whatever.
It's whatever. And so then I put the hose that takes it from the coolant into the radiator back in there, and then I had the cold light pop up on my like the temperature thing pop up, and I was like, what did I do?
I made it too cold.
I broke the car. And but then I
it just-
read that it was just cold and it needed to get because I had taken the hose out. There wasn't any in there initially. So then when I put it in and the car started running, it pulled more into it and it went away. But
The cold light turns on every time I start my car just because the car's cold.
and yeah, that's what I started it last night to show Braxton, and it turned on, and I was like, well, it is like fucking minus out here. So
It'll do that in the summer.
yeah. I was just like, well, at least it's not like a problem, you know. So
Yeah, no, it's completely normal.
um,
Just let the car warm up.
but so anyway, so I didn't get to the part where I buy the car.
I guess.
So I really like it, and I'm talking to the guy. There's no banks open. It's a Sunday,
Yeah.
and I didn't think about that because I was reading it. It said that their hours were. It said that they were open, but it was the ATM that I was reading. So then I talked to the guy. I'm like, what are the chances that I can go pull out whatever the top money they let me pull out of the ATM? I give you that as like a deposit, and then tomorrow, Monday, I'll come back when the banks are open, and I'll have the cashier's check for you ready to buy it. And he was like, that's okay, that's fine with me. And I was like, all right, I think I read that 500 is the top. And he was like, that should work. And I was like, all right. So then Ripken takes me to an ATM. I get over there. And it's funny because I'm just standing because it's like one of the drive ones.
Yeah.
So I'm just standing in like the drive-through thing, just doing all this shit. And then it says that I can only pull out 300. And I was like, is 300 okay? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah. So I pull that out. We go back. I give it to him. And I was like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, right? And he's like, yeah, just give me an ETA and we'll get everything situated. And he's like, by the way, I wanted to let you know this is as is. Like you're getting this just title in hand. It's up to you to get it registered. And he goes, we don't add any fees or anything. I just do taxes on top of what you're buying, and that's it.
Nice.
And I was like, fuck yeah. And so I went from a car that was going to be like almost $7,000 to now out the door $5,600.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, yeah. For something, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I then Monday, my uncle Jackson drove me out to Logan, and the guy, we got there, and I was like, I had the cashier's check in hand, and I was ready to buy it, and he goes, I accidentally left the keys at home. So then he had to drive home 20 minutes. He's like, bless you, bless you, bless you. Reset. So he was like, it'll probably be like 20 minutes. I'll be right back. And so he leaves, and then like 30 minutes passes, and he goes, someone else took the keys, so I have to get that from them.
Oh my God.
So then he ends up coming back, and then the person that took the keys has to meet him there, give him the keys. Then he comes to me.
Why the fuck did they have the keys?
Yeah, I don't know. And so then we go down to his office, and we get in there, and I had to poop so bad. So I go to the bathroom, I come out, we do like the paperwork and everything, and he gives me the keys. I get in there, and I just fucking went home. Drove all the way home from Logan. That was the first time driving that far.
Good shit.
First time driving a big distance in that car. And
Sardines is a fun canyon.
yeah,
huh?
it wasn't bad at all.
I
And
like that drive.
I kept trying to figure out my cruise control, and I couldn't figure it out. And so I would hit the button, and then I'd just start slowing down.
Yep.
And I'm like, no,
Wait.
And then I would go again, and then I'd go a little higher than the speed limit, and then I'd hit the cruise control and start messing with the buttons and stuff, and then I'd slow the fuck down again. I'm like, no!
This isn't what I wanted.
I couldn't figure it out. And then I did find out that I was driving all the way home. A, no plates. B, my lights weren't on. The
Nope.
day burners were on, but the lights themselves, because they put new LED lights in it, and so when I turned those on, I thought it was the brights, And when I was messing with the lights, I was like, oh my God, I just flashed that person. I feel bad. And then I was like trying to mess with the other lights and stuff. And then I did it again. And the car in front of me hit their brakes. And I was like, I'm not trying to flash you. I'm trying to put my lights on. And then like for all the way until I got
They
to
probably
like,
thought you were trying to warn them of a cop.
right. And by the time I had got to this one road, I don't know how to explain it, so I'm not going to try. But it's like a one-way. And I turned those on because I was like, I'm going to turn my brights on. It's dark as shit. And then I drove home with those on. And when I got home, I was like, oh, I left the brights on. But I drove home properly with my lights on correctly when I did that.
Yeah, there's a light on your dash when your brights are on.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, because it looked like the same symbol they use for brights than it did for those ones. So I just got really confused. And then I tried. Yeah, I was pushing that to try and see if it made a difference and stuff. And I was just too paranoid about it, and then ended up driving home wrong anyway. But it's fine. I made it home.
No registration or insurance.
Well, I have insurance. The car doesn't have insurance.
Yeah, do you remember how fucked I got for just having no insurance?
Yeah, that's what I kept telling my mom. I was like, I just gotta hope that it's just
and
I
it
make it
happened
home.
in Logan.
Yeah, I was like, I hope I make it home, and I got home and was like, whew. And then I was like, I hope I don't got to do that again. And then I did it again to go to Jiffy Lube to get the emissions and inspection done.
That one, the cops will let slide.
Well, and
100%.
that one, I did so well at taking almost every single back road. I was on a main road for like just
half a second.
Yeah, barely on the main road. And it was to go from like Majestic to North Shore. And then I turned right and went through the neighborhoods and into the parking lot to Jiffy Lube.
Yep.
And it passed.
You're fine.
It passed. And so then today, it's in just a little bit, we're going to go and...
We probably got to leave in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Then we're just going to go and get it registered as long as everything works out. So.
Okay, I'm going to tell my story really quick.
Yeah.
Jeep, gone.
Yay!
Jeep's gone.
You sell it?
Traded.
For
a motorcycle.
Yeah. Oh, for a motorcycle?
Yep, an R6.
What the fuck?
So technically, I own a motorcycle.
Are you going to sell that, or are you going to...
Stanton's going to buy it off me for $3,000.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Damn right. Hell
And,
yeah.
nice. Was that upstairs?
That was upstairs.
Oh,
No,
I
yeah,
thought that was your
upstairs.
ass.
No.
But the guy that took it blew up on the way home.
No.
He made it all the way to South Jordan, like really fucking far, because the thing drove great. And it was within like a block of his house, so I'm pretty sure the guy like tried to test and see what the car was all about, which you don't do to a 20-year-old fucking Jeep.
Yeah.
And transmission fluid went... I'll show you the video because the guy sent one. And what made it worse is Stanton forgot to take my plates off.
Oh, great.
And so I was like, is this guy going to be cool and take the plate off, or do we have to figure out where he lives?
Right.
And he was like, oh, he'll take it off. I'm like, okay, good. Thank God this guy's cool about getting a car that just exploded.
Yeah. I mean, that happened to me with the Outback.
Yeah, the Outback was a little worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
But hey, it's not your problem anymore.
Not my fucking issue anymore.
Boom!
And now I can finally look into getting a new car.
And that motorcycle is going to be gone, and then you're going to have money.
Yeah, I told Stan, hey, you got a month.
Yeah.
You got a month. Give me my money, and it's yours.
Yep. Fuck yeah, dude. Look at us.
Look at us. Anyways, I'm going to close it out before the camera cuts. Yeah. I won't do the spiel, but if you're on Spotify, make sure you follow and rate Two Brains One Cell and CK Beats. And after that, go on over to YouTube and do the same thing. YouTube.com/Two Brains One Cell Pod and YouTube.com/CK Beats. Make sure you go check those out. Please subscribe, like, comment.
Pre-save the album.
Pre-save the fucking album, dickheads.
Yep.
But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your week and stay safe. Balls is the
point.